Hello and welcome again to Money Talks, and as ever I have Edmund Shing joining us today from BCS Asset Management, The Idle Investor, a book out soon. Edmund's come today to talk to us about investing in technology. Now Edmund, the first thing I want to say is I don't think technology is very good, mobile technology. It never seems to work properly, and it seems to me that the industry doesn't invest properly in technology to give us what we need and what we want and that works all the time. Is that true?
Partly true, George. I think there is always this competition between providing the consumer with what they want and the amount of money it takes to get you there. Now, I think in a big city like London, for instance, the technology actually works fairly well. You've got Wi-Fi everywhere, 3G networks for phones. Now, of course, if you choose to live out in the back of beyond, George, like I know you do, then you will get problems with network reception because there just isn't the density of people for them to invest in.
I've heard a lot lately about the Internet of Things. That sounds to me like an industry of things.
Well, the Internet of Things, George, is going beyond. I mean, we know that the Internet connects your laptop, your tablet, your smartphone to the Internet. But what we talk about in the Internet of Things is going beyond that. Thinking about your fridges, for instance, thinking about electricity meters, thinking about health monitors, all these different types of applications which may be sending information even without your knowledge, like electricity meter readings being sent directly to your electricity supplier without you having to be involved.
Is that where the fastest growth is, or is it in sort of smartphone technology and so on?
Well, smartphone technology is still growing well. I mean, to take an example, smartphone usage in the UK has about 34 million users as of this year. That will grow to 43 million users out of only 60 million population by 2017. So it is increasing, but the real growth is in the Internet of Things, in things like cars. You have sensors for all sorts of things in cars, be it tyre pressure, rear view cameras, parking apparatus to help you park your car. All of this requires technology, and this is where we see the greatest growth.
And not just in motor cars. I mean, people are using their own human bodies to be monitored in that way.
Well, that is something that is on the way. It is coming now. Fitness monitors, for instance, are used more and more, and these can be connected, for instance, to your computer to monitor how well you're doing in terms of exercise. But I think we're going to go beyond that. For instance, with people with a known history of heart disease or high risk of diabetes, for instance, you could put heart rate monitors which are, again, wirelessly connected, which can then let doctors or hospitals know when there's a potential problem.
Now, some of our people here have noticed that the Nasdaq has done particularly well in technology stocks lately. What's been driving that growth in the US?
Well, it has been a number of things, but I think underlying all of this technology, you have to say you start with semiconductors because they are the building blocks. These little chips, whether they be sensors, microprocessors, and memory chips, I mean, there are huge variety of semiconductors, all of which are used in this Internet of Things concept. And that demand is still growing hugely, and that is really the basis for this growth.
Okay, so how can the regular investor in the UK or in Europe get best connected to that growth?
Well, the easiest way is via exchange-traded funds, which are listed funds. There are two, one of which is the Source Select Technology Fund, and the second one is the Nasdaq 100 Fund. Both of these are quoted in pound sterling and listed on the London Stock Exchange, so are very accessible for the retail investor.
Okay, so there we have it. Thank you very much, Edmund, and you can read Edmund Shing's column at IBTimes UK. And the message is here that your fridge can make you money technologically. Thank you for watching.